Growing up, I always kind of hated the library. They encouraged you to read books that you didn't really give a shit about, and it was even worse if you had to do a book report and you were forced to pick a book. That was until the Scholastic Book Fair would happen every single year. That's the one time each year that kids are actually excited to go to the library. Because now it's not just filled with books about history or about a lot of different kinds of plots and themes and such. It didn't really matter what it was that you were into, they had pretty much everything. They had Minecraft manuals, they had Plants vs. Zombies comic books, and they of course had Bakugan handbooks. In a franchise like this, where there's so many mistranslations between the Japanese version of the anime and the English version, most of the time some official products just weren't really true or had a lot of bullshit in them. And today we're going to see if that's true for the Bakugan handbooks. I did scan through these slightly just to see what I was getting myself into, and I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit. A lot of the stuff in here is just straight up not true. But we have 3 of these handbooks. We have one from Battle Brawlers, we have one from New Destroya, and we have one that is Gundam Invaders. This is the Ultimate Handbook. I'm pretty sure this one's like way different than the other two. These two are more generally about the anime and the Bakugan themselves, while this one seems to be more about the toys. And I didn't know if there was a Mech Surge version of a handbook, and if there is, I didn't get it, which honestly probably for the best. The less Mech Surge stuff I have, the better. I'm not going to be going through the entire books, but I will be skimming through very quickly and pointing out any things that I think are kind of interesting and I think you should probably take a look at. But the first one we'll be doing is going to be the Battle Brawlers one. This is the Bakugan Battle Brawlers official handbook with game hints included. Interesting thing about the back, immediately, it's using HSP gate cards, not the more official version that was made later after that. So I'm guessing these game hits are going to be about the HSP version, which is cool. HSP is it's a fun version of the game that was obviously not continued. So maybe there's more in here that we just don't know about from HSP. But we can read the back really quickly. If you want to be a Bakugan brawler, you have to get this handbook. Inside you'll find everything you need and want to know about the hottest game around. It's a guide to the best brawlers, the fiercest Bakugan, and the biggest brawls. And it's got tips on how to play the game yourself with this guide and practice. Before you know it, you'll be ready to take on Dan or any of the other Bakugan battle brawlers. What I'm always curious about these books is who is making them. There are some, I know there's a series of books that are just adaptations of some episodes, but what about these official handbooks that are supposed to have random facts about Bakugan and stuff? Was it made by just some random person at Scholastic and then just decided, we can make a quick buck off of this new franchise that kids are craving about? Or was it made by some Bakugan official that actually had a say in what Bakugan looks like and what's actually specific to the series or not? It says this is adapted by Tracy West. I'm actually curious. Do they all say that? This is also by Tracy West. And this one is also Tracy West. Holy shit. Okay, I guess Tracy West is just the Bakugan god. I'm going to quickly look up who the hell Tracy West is. So Tracy West seems to just be a children's author who does books for a lot of licensed material, like Pokemon and SpongeBob, and of course Bakugan. So I don't think she is actually someone that works with Bakugan and would know all this. I'm guessing she just had to work with whatever she was given. Maybe someone from Bakugan gave her some details to include in her books or something. So I would definitely take whatever's in these handbooks with a grain of salt. But anyway, now that we got a little more background information on these books, let's actually get into the first one. Okay, so this is the first page, calling all battle brawlers. Wait, okay. Do you think about Bakugan when you wake up in the morning and dream about it at night? Do you scout your schoolyard to see if it'll make a good Bakugan field? When you're eating dinner, do you have the urge to shoot your meatballs across the table and yell Bakugan Brawl? 1000%. Yes, Tracy. I 1000% eat my spaghetti and meatballs and think, damn, I wish these were plastic marbles instead. Guidebook, yada yada yada. Okay, yeah, so that's just the intro. And then, I guess this is a first-person POV for Dan. This next section is about Dan. Hey, my name is Dan. I know this is gonna sound weird, but one day my whole world changed. Okay, so seems like the intro. Okay, so this is introducing like the general aspect of the overall series, and Dan himself being like the headmaster of the game. Next section is Meet the Brawlers. Cards fell out of the sky, landed all over the country, yada yada yada. Okay, so this should be about the actual brawlers. Okay, now this is the part that I'm actually interested in with all the facts, because I'm sure there's a ton of things that are just not true in this. Pretty basic info on Dan here. Here we have his age, 12, brawling style. A master of power play, Dan likes to use the biggest, baddest Bakugan to take down his opponents. Alright, now on to Drago. I immediately see something weird with Drago, but we'll get to that in a second. Best known for Drago came out with intense heat that dissolves everything around him. Ultimate ability card. Boosted Dragon powers Drago with 50 extra Gs. No. Incorrect. Wrong. It's 100 and it's permanent. I just realized this might be a little too far. Yeah, it says that it gives 50 extra Gs. That's not right. And I did see this. I did skim through all this for the Guardians, the Ultimate Ability Card section. Not a lot of them are right. So we're already off to a good start with that. Drago is extremely powerful and has the ability to evolve on his own. I think that's just how all Bakugan work. And I don't really know what it means by on his own. Now we got Shun, 13, like ninja, yada yada. It doesn't talk a lot. Yep, it all seems right. Ventus Skyrus. Best known for, like a phoenix, Skyrus has the amazing power to resurrect when defeated. When the fuck did she do that? I mean, that makes sense if she did, but she didn't, like, at all. It'd be cool if, like, there was a sources part at the bottom and it just says, source, I made it the fuck up. Because that's what this kind of feels like right now. Okay, ultimate ability card, Green Nobility Violent Wind increases the Bakugan power by 100 Gs. That's true. This is true. This is fact checked by real American patriots. Master can handle Bakugan like Ventus Skyrus. Okay, the rest of that seems fine. Besides the ability to resurrect, you know, besides all that, you know, besides the ability to resurrect, Skyrus could also see into the future and see through objects too. Skyrus, I didn't know you were that guy. What the fuck? I'm calling cap. No, none of that was true. She doesn't do any of that. Alright, I guess Skyrus could see into the future and see through objects and resurrect. Keep that in mind. You know what? Maybe that's why Shun was just so good. Even though he never did that against like any of the fights in the actual show. But whatever. Everything here looks fine with Murocho. 11. Please that if you memorize the data for each Bakugan, you can't lose. You know, that's actually real. That is true. Although I don't know if Marucho really follows that aspect. He didn't know about Aquas's like best card from the show, Dive Mirage, so might be lying on that one too. But Aqua's Preus, best known for Preus, has an unusual ability to change attributes. Yes, that is true. And then ultimate ability card, Blue Stealth. This card takes 50 Gs from your opponent's Bakugan and adds 50 to yours. That's right. It also nullifies the gate card, but you know what? At least the numbers are right. That's a step in the right direction. Might look like some monster you find in a slimy swamp, but he'd rather make you laugh than scare you. Change how he gains his power, either from fire, earth, light, darkness, water, or wind. Yada yada. Okay, it says that, although, you know, most people know that Preus never really changed to anything other than Subterra and Darkus, but it does say it could do all 6, so who knows? That's much more believable than seeing through the future and being able to resurrect, though, so I'm more inclined to believe this than Skyrus. Super tough exterior makes him hard to take down. Should also probably mention that he's actually like a skyscraper tall. Ultimate ability card, Mega Impact boost score with an extra 50 Gs. No, does a lot more than that, but whatever, it's okay. I'm gonna stop after. I think honestly, starting off with Skyrus's like entire text box worth of bullshit, I'm willing to let go of everything else that's on this. I think we've hit the absolute bottom of what this book can provide. Okay, that looks all fine. And now Runo. I'm realizing I'm taking a lot more time than I should on these first few pages, so I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna skip right to the good part. I think most of this will be correct because you could actually base yourself off of like what the characters are like. That's kind of easy to interpret. With the Bakugan, the game was so vague that I think most of the mistakes will be coming from this part. Blade inside Tigura's body can cut through anything in the human world. Goddamn. Crystal Fang gives Tigger an 80G power boost. That's true. Smart play off the field. On the field, Tigger goes wild. Oh, beast. Okay, that all looks fine. Cool. And then Alice. Oh, wow. Wow, holy fucking spoiler alert. Dude, imagine. Okay, well, first of all, Alice won't find her brawling. She lives in Russia. Alice. Alice has special abilities most abilities would love to have. She can see the G's of any block on the field. That gives her an extra edge in battle. Sure, whatever, I'll believe it. But dude, imagine getting this book when you're like not two. You have to be too young. When you're like 6 or something, and you get this book and you're like really love this franchise, whatever, and you just get the biggest spoiler ever on this page right here. Thanks to a dose of dark energy, Alice's body is with the host for the serious brawler Masquerade. Like, alright, thanks for the spoilers. And like I said, this has the HSP back, so I assume this was made pretty early into the Bakugan's life. I would assume. So the fact that's just there feels insane. Speaking of Masquerade, age unknown. But okay, well, let's just stop acting stupid here. You literally said that Masquerade's Alice. You could. Okay, we're acting dumb, I guess. Doesn't mention anything about Alice here. I guess Masquerade's just too goated to be associated with that bum. And then Darkest Hydronoid. Best known for Darkest Hydronoid is bad to the bone. They literally had nothing to say about this fucker. And no ultimate ability card ever. I think what happened was poor Tracy here saw all of Hydronoid's bullshit abilities and saw that they weren't just numbers or whatever, so she's like, I don't know what this fucking thing does, and didn't write anything for it, because the other ones were all numbers based, but Hydronoid didn't really have that, so sucks us up. Okay, I think that should be all the main brawlers. Oh, no, we got Michael. I don't think I really give a shit, to be honest with you, Michael, sorry. And then Helgi. Okay. Helgi is the little servant of Naga, a Dragonoid who wants ultimate power. Naga is apparently a Dragonoid. You know, that's not the first time another Bakugan is mentioned as a Dragonoid, believe it or not. We'll see later. Best known for his rumor that Naga's power reaches an incredible 1000 Gs. Not even Silent Naga, just Naga. Fucking hard cap. His whole thing was that he had no power because he was a white one. But yeah, sure, I'll believe it. Is Silent Naga even mentioned here? I don't think he is. Alright, well, maybe he is talking about Silent Naga, who knows. Okay, that's all the main ones. And now we have just the other brawlers. I don't think we'll talk about the actual Bakugan. I'll be real, all these characters are kind of fucking nothing burgers. I think we just skip and... Oh, okay. Now we have all the worlds this time, I see. The panic constantly with most Bakugan broken on it with everything. Okay. Alright, use the firepower, blast opponents. Yeah. Can attack with the power of war like storm, they strike quickly without warning. Wait. Aqua's covered in water from the space lord. Iris Bakugan can battle in any watery place. Seems like a bit of a spelling mistake there, Tracy. So Terra have rock hard bodies. They attack, they smash through the power boulders. Feel control light and energy to get blind their opponents with power. None of this means anything within the actual games. The darker it is, the stronger darkest Bakugan becomes. Okay, Bakugan warriors, know your names. Bakugan's name become that. Okay, right, yeah, bunch of stuff I'm not okay about. Okay, finally, we get onto the good stuff, the Bakugan section, the pure, simple Bakugan section. And this is where I see a lot of interesting stuff. So we're gonna fly through this and just look at the good stuff. Polnier is a Pyrus Dragonoid, I think we knew that. Beast Striker, Blade Tigrera, Centipede. These arts look very nice. I would like if there was like just a digital version of this stuff. Clave. Clave is said to be the strongest of the 6 soldiers. Says who? The Clave's manager? What the fuck? Clave was kind of a bum. Cycloid, Dragonoid, Delta Dragonoid. This all looks correct. All the intelligent dragons are made with those algae, but then attacks. Yeah. El Condor. That is a weird ass El Condor face. Goddamn. Falconeer and Fear Ripper have seen better days. Jesus Christ. Okay. Wait. Magical and mysterious, Falconeer has powerful psychic abilities that enables it to see through things no matter how far away or what may be blocking it. Defeat Falconeer. Don't celebrate just yet. This phoenix-like creature can resurrect itself and heal any damage may attain. How many Bakugan can fucking resurrect? This had to have been something for like Skyrus or something, right? And Tracy just gave up and like, yeah, we'll put up Falconeer. Tsuji may be big, but he has some awesome Bakugan. His fences Falconeer is hard to beat. We're just lying now. Falconeer is a bum, but he could resurrect apparently and see through things, just like Skyrus, I guess. Fortress's face is awesome in this. Did you catch the big team battle between Dan and his friends and Masquerade's brawlers? And you remember the fierce battle cry chants Fortress lets out. I am Fortress, master of the flame. My anger will burn anything it path. Super cool. Extremely wise. Wash. Yes. Garganoid. That shit-eating grin. Hell yeah. Alright, is moving. You might miss it. Royal. Yeah. And then Crabgorum? Crabgorum? Crabgorum. Why is he built like this? Where's his shield? Is this like Mock Gorum? Like you know how there's a mock Dragonoid that has no horn? Maybe Mock Gorum just has no shield? Once again, Mega Impact does not give 50 Gs. Alright. Griffin. Hammer Gorum. Damn, they got Orless Gorum in this. Why is he gold? He's ripped the hell out. Okay, Harpus. They didn't really have much to say about Harpus, probably because she's annoying. Hydronoid, not dual Hydronoid, this is just Hydronoid apparently. Hydronoid, four-legged Hydronoid looks like a hyena with a bad attitude. Really just don't care about some of these Bakugan apparently. And then they have a whole paragraph for Juggernoid. Juggernoid is like a walking Bakugan fortress. The heavily armored beast is almost impossible to injure. Many a brawler has tried and failed to take down the Juggernoid. Hard to find even the smallest piece of armor. Yeah, just glazing Juggernoid, hell yeah, we love that. A blow from Juggernoid will leave its opponents reeling while sending shockwaves throughout the Bakugan universe. Juggernoid's just that guy apparently. Holy Juggernoid upscale. Laserman, built-in lasers, no way. Limitless, ouch. The sharp spikes on Limitless back are very sharp, better not touch. Yada yada. Okay, Manion, Mantris. These images do look nice though, except I guess except for Monris. She looks a little off. Oberus, a Pyrus Monris is interesting. Have you ever seen one of those in the anime? Wait, kindness can have its place on the battlefield just as Oberus. This Bakugan is known for its compassion. You know, the Bakugan that actually put a fucking 13-year-old through the most dramatic event ever by seeing his dead mom and having to fight her. Yeah, most compassionate Bakugan, by the way. Preyas, fuck that ass looking Preyas. What the hell happened to him? Ugh, he looks so ugly. What's with the giant hands? Ew. Disgusting. I think there's a Bakugan fake that's built exactly like this with the arms popping out that way. Or something like that. I feel like I've seen a model resemble this slightly. Alloyd. Ravenoid. Reaper. Anything interesting here? No. Robotalion. You're a lucky brawler, Robotalion's got your back. Serving protecting his friends. Loyal Robotalion's is another special talent. It can move at lightning fast speeds that are hard to see with a human eye. Okay, Robotalion's fast apparently. Saurus. Big guy, big hands. I don't know where you got those hands from. Serpenoid. Serpenoid looks a little weird too. He's got a small head. Siege. Looks all good, cool. Sirenoid and Skyrus with the feet. That's not what she's supposed to look like, but whatever. Anything about her being able to resurrect here? No. Probably because it's bullshit and doesn't happen. Stinglash. Storm Skyrus. When Skyrus evolves into Storm Skyrus, she becomes bigger, stronger, and even more powerful. Almost like every other Bakugan that evolves. Tentacleer. Looks all fine. Terraclaw does not look right. He looks oval-shaped. What the hell? He doesn't even look ball-shaped. He's an oval. Feeling crabby? Yeah, actually. A little. Ugrera. Tuskor. Warriors. Warriors is looking like a common rider over here. What the hell? That does not look like Warriors. That looks straight up like a Common Rider. Wyvern, Piss Wyvern. She's not purple this time. She's piss colored. All right. And then Wormquake. All right. Cool. Those are all the Bakugan. There's some questionable things in there, but and like some questionable versions of Bakugan that just don't look right. But other than that, you know, it's all right. Some also boring descriptions. But to be fair, there's not much to say about a lot of the Bakugan, so it's all right, I guess. This is the Brawling Basics. So is this actually for Bakugan balls? So true. This looks all good. Gate cards. Okay, so this definitely is talking about the HSP version. Normal, command, character, and ability. The command, this card has extra instructions players must follow in addition to adding or subtracting the G power boost. Ability, this card has a special command that the players must follow in addition to. Is that not the same thing? Okay. Speed play. To play speed play, you need 2 players and at least 1 Bakugan and 1 Geek each. You can brawl once or keep rolling until both players' cards are gone. At the end of the game, the player with the most HP. Okay. I don't know what speed roll means. Speed play means. This doesn't look very speedy. Is this not just playing normally? Brawl, turn it over, add it up, more rounds, take turns, count your HSP. I think this is just how you play normally. What's so speedy about this? Arena play. Oh, okay, so arena play. So speed play is 1-on-1. Arena play is. No, that's just 2 to 4. Huh? Oh, is there no stay in this? There's no stay in this. That's what it is. Let's see. Okay. They're calling stay here. And that's it. Bro, I didn't read through this very well, but I guaranteed if I followed these instructions and didn't know anything else about Bakugan, I'd be confused so quickly. But oh well. Good game hints, I'd say. Okay, brawling tips. And 10 best brawls. Yeah, okay. Just saying to pair the colors with the right color. Good job. Then 10 best brawls. Bakugan field open. It's really exciting. You'll read the 10 best brawls. Okay, interesting. I wonder what Tracy thinks the best brawls in the anime were. I mean, there's a couple that came to mind, but honestly, a lot of them aren't great. If the Ryo versus Dan rematch isn't in the top 3 at least, I'm gonna be pissed off. That's my favorite match in the whole series by far. Let's start off. We'll try not to spoil it. First, we got Dan versus Yuji. I don't know about this. I mean, I'm guessing this is just because this is the first battle that we see. I could understand that being in the top 10, I guess. Then we got Christopher versus Travis. This battle kind of sucked. It was mostly just Alice saying, "Don't be a bitch, Christopher." I don't know if I'd put this in the top 10. And then we got Runo versus Tatsuya. I could not tell you anything that happened in this match, so probably not. Julie versus Billy. There was 2 of these. I don't know which one this is talking about. First time I brought Billy won back in room. Okay, so this is talking about when she first got born. That match was kind of fun. I could see that being here. Now we got Chanley versus Dan. This battle was kind of bullshit, I think. I think there was literally a moment where Drago straight up cheated and got more cheese out of nowhere. So, I mean, cheating's not that cool, Dan. I don't know if I would qualify that match. I think that match has to be completely null and void. Masquerade versus Minions. So this is just when he started beating ass. That was kind of hype, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Masquerade and Shun versus Dan. That was a pretty hype match. I could agree with that one. The 1v1v1. Masquerade pulled out a lot of bullshit cards there, but I think that's kind of what made it fun. And then, you know, Dan and Shun fighting for the ultimate victory. And Dan and Marucho versus Jenny and Jules. Also a very fun match. I mean, praise his first match. How can you not include that? If I'm counting correctly, I think there's only 1 match left, and I haven't seen the match I'm actually looking for, so already not looking great. Oh no, there's 2 more. Dan, Marucho, and Runo versus Klaus, Chan, and Julio. The 3v3. Okay. 3v3 was fun. Yeah, this is definitely second place, I'd say. And Dan versus Masquerade. Which one is this? Joan formed Dan and his friends, and Masquerade is coming for them. Promise, Turks, Mooncake, Pirates, Griffin. Okay, this is the one where we got sent to the Doom Dimension. I think that battle kind of wasn't great, honestly. This is just here because of the hype Nora. I do not agree with this placement. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Sad. No Dan versus Ryo. That match always gets completely outshined by everything else. And then there's the last section here. Your Bakugan. Here's a great way to improve your game. Keep track of the Bakugan you get and the cards you use with them. Before you brawl, check over your stats and your strategy. Bakugan name, planetary attribute, warrior class. Gate cards uses Bakugan. Ability cards uses ability cards. What? There wasn't. This wasn't for ability cards though, right? This didn't have ability cards in it. What What? Maybe Tracy just saw the future where they were actually adding ability cards for real. And like, we should add that section, I guess. There's enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five of your Bakugan. Interesting. It would have been funny if I got all these books from eBay. Also, this book was $8. Do you think this would be worth $8? I don't know. I think I got it for like $5, honestly. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It would have been kind of funny if I bought these on eBay and they had like writing in it, because you could go to like a Goodwill or something and find books like this and they'll already be used and have like those sections filled out. But okay, that's the end of that book. Overall, I mean, for the first book, and assuming this really was made early on for the show, like early on as in the HSP version, then I can understand why there's just not a lot of stuff that is true and a lot of stuff that's probably just made the fuck up, because the information on the franchise and all the character stuff was very vague. I also probably should remember that like this is actually meant for like 5-year-olds, like kids who barely are able to wipe their own ass. So I guess in that case, I would definitely be hyped about getting a book like this. I'd read the fuck out of this. Like I mentioned at the start, I only cared about the Scholastic Book Fair because they had books about stuff that I actually cared about. I didn't buy the Bakugan ones. I bought the Minecraft handbook ones. Those were ones I bought, and I was the biggest loser on the block for it. I had like 3 of them, and like I read them all the time, and like look at all the cool images and all the cool tips. And then I was a Minecraft prodigy, and then I was bullied. Okay, that's the first one done. Overall, pretty decent for the first one, especially for what I assume is very limited information about the franchise. But now we're going to the second book, the New Rashoya Handbook. This one I'm going to be a lot less lenient with you, Tracy, because season 2, there's a lot more to know about the franchise as a whole, so there should be a lot less false information on this. I hope you got your facts straight this time. Alright, so New Rashoya Handbook. Want to be the best brawler you can be? Check out the tips inside this handbook. You'll find info about the New Rashoya Bakugan and what they're like on the battlefield. You'll learn how to master the new rules of New Rashoya. You'll also meet some of the best brawlers in the universe. Some are good guys, some are bad guys, but they've all got what it takes to be champions, and so do you. Oh, okay, so that's the one I have. There's a sticker book? Oh, dude. I fucking love a sticker book. I gotta see if I can find that. This one's also $8. I will mention, it does seem like this one's a little thinner, potentially? I might be gaslighting myself here, but I don't know. It seems a little thinner, so, maybe instead of $7.99, there should have been $7.89. Who knows? Okay, anyway, let's get into this book. The first page by Tracy West. Master the world of Bakugan. Yada yada. Okay, I'm not going to take as much time on this as I did the last one. I think for the most part it's going to follow the same kind of template. Welcome to New Rashoya. You remember how it all began. Yeah. Bakugan game. New Rashoya. Slave the Bakugan battling with amusement. Hell yeah, slavery. Meet the Bakugan resistance. Yeah, okay, so here's all the good guys here. This is also talking about the actual battle system. In order to succeed, the resistance has to defeat the Vexos, the 6 top Vestal battle brawlers. But getting back to the captured Bakugan is as simple as winning a Bakugan. The Vestals play with their own rules. The winning Bakugan's power level has to be 500 points higher than the defeated Bakugan in order for the winner to take the loser's Bakugan. Yada yada. That thing only happens like twice, I think. So super cool. And all the... yeah, okay. That seems all fine. And now we're on to Dan. Okay. This all seems about the same. Hot-headed, impulsive. Then onto Dragonoid. I don't think they're most likely not going to be talking about the cards here, because like, let's be real, they mattered even less than they did with just the number boost that they were talking about in the last book. Drago brought the 2 power cores of the universe together. Silent Infinity, Perfect Core. That all seems good and fine. Mira. Okay, I'm gonna block that section about Wilda, because we're gonna get on to Wilda very soon. And I'm also gonna not read any of this because I don't really care about Mira. But I found something very interesting about Mira. Also, what I find interesting: why did Dan and Mira have the big pages, and not Shun and Marucho? I mean, the other 2 I get, and I get why Dan has a big page. But why did Mira get a bigger one? Probably because she's like related to something. I'm sure it says something about that. Yeah, her brother Keith. Cool. Shun. Does it even have a section for their Bakugan? Well, I guess technically it does here. It looks right. Baron, Marucho. Again, I don't really care about these human characters. They're just so boring. Spectra. Okay, meet the Vexos. Spectra. Spectra doesn't even have a full page, and Mira does. Jesus Christ. Who did Mira pay off to get a whole 2-page spread for herself? Very confident. Too confident. That all looks right. Mylene, Gus, Shadow, Link. Yeah. Volt and Prince Hydron. Okay. Cool. And then the 6 attributes. Sensei, this probably says pretty much the exact same thing, I have to assume. Okay. All looks the same. Warriors New Australia. Okay, I think this is where we finally get onto the Bakugan, which again, it's the only thing people really care about. So, Altair. Large mechanical dragon with a long curved tail and gleaming metal horns. Okay. Question for all of you. What do you refer to Altair as? Because I've heard very mixed things. I've heard people call it a he, a she, and this book's calling it an it, which makes the most sense. It's a robot, you know? And I know, like, in the anime, I think they swap, I think people have said. So I want to know what you refer to Altair as. I've seen it be seen multiple ways, and this one calls it it, you know? Then that makes sense. That all looks about right. This one, okay. Here's pride, difference, abhorrence, sharp fangs. This doesn't seem to have anything about their cards. Like, I thought it wouldn't. More just about the appearance and like who uses it. And this one talks about it being a machine. That makes sense as well. That all checks out. Okay. Oh, we got Travis in here too. Balaton. Big guy. Powerful monster with reactive shell. What you should know, Balaton can merge with Wilda in battle. Can he now? I don't remember that happening. I remember them doing combo attacks. I don't remember them merging. Brontes, big clown. Long slender robot with 8 arms. 8 arms. See, 1 8. 8 arms. Wow, this first sentence hit me. The head acts as a propeller. This first sentence hit me like a fucking truck. Brontes has no fear. He will use forbidden abilities from each part of his body, challenging the strongest parts. Use ability cards. Like Altair, Brontes is a mechanical Pokemon. Has no wings to be used by it. I don't think that's true. I don't think he is. I mean, I could kind of see how, like, Tracy would think he's a robot. He kind of looks like it, but he's not. He sure isn't. He definitely doesn't have 8 arms. He doesn't even have 8 arms in Ultra Brontes. The only version of Brontes I have is like the uncanon version that's like shown in the gate card images. But like neither of the canon versions of Brontes have 8 arms. I don't know. I guess I guess Tracy forgot her glasses that day while she was counting. All right, here's Drago and many new abilities using power from the Perfect Core. This probably all checks out. Drago should be pretty easy to talk about. That looks all fine. Dynamo, giant robot insect. I think Dynamo might actually be a mechanical Pokemon. I correct me if I'm wrong. He might actually be a robot. My Brontes can create Dynamo Brontes. That's true enough. I still think it's a little dumb how they combine. Like, you know, when it was like Viper Helios and Metal Fencer, it made sense. They actually did attach the back, when they did Dynamo Brontes, it's just Brontes on top of the Dynamo, the toy. That was not creative whatsoever and doesn't even work out in real life, but I guess true enough in terms of anime bullshit, but I fundamentally disagree with it. It looks all fine. Another mechanical Bakugan. I think that is true. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Animal is mechanical. Elfin. Vegetarian amphibian and a very long tail wing-like flippers. Choose Aqua's Ventus and Darkest. Okay, so this doesn't mention all of them, but it did for the Praeus section before. I mean, this is probably more accurate, but maybe Praeus is just goated and he didn't need all of them. Elico. Again, no! A bulky robot with the face of a human. A clawed animal. He's not a robot! Okay, did Tracy just assume, like, okay, the bad guys of the season don't like Bakugan. They're making mechanical versions of Bakugan to kill all the Bakugan they don't like. So, surely all the bad guys are robots, right? That has to be what she assumed. Because he doesn't even, okay, I could excuse the Brontes one, I can't excuse Elico. Where do you get the Viper robot here? That should be changing, okay. The rest of it seems fine, I guess. I guess, bro. How many more Bakugan are gonna be robots in this fucking book? They can merge virtual, yeah. That's alright. Fortress. Mechanical walking, okay, yes, this is for sure a robot. Good job, you did it. This all looks fine. Don't confuse this fortress with the 4-armed, 4-faced Bakugan used by Chan on Earth. They have a similar name, but they're completely different. That's a neat fun fact. I'm glad they added that. 80s. Mechanical mythical monster, 3 heads. This is mentioned it looking like Hydronoid. Yes. 80s. It started by you try to fool Shun and think that Hades masquerades Bakugan Hydronoid. Hydrofixing. Yeah, okay. Helios. Alright, this is what I was talking about before with, Naga not being the only person who's been mentioned as a Dragonoid. A large Dragonoid with mammoth wings and a long tail ending in a vicious spike. Apparently, he is a Dragonoid. And you know what? I could see that. Helios is a rare and powerful Bakugan. He is known to influence fire. His ability is very powerful and evolves very quickly. This rapid evolution caused Helios to have a short lifespan. Damn, no wonder he's angry. He's got like 5 years to live maximum. That's fucked up. Okay, so maybe, hear me out now. Maybe Tracy saw that Apollonier was also a Dragonoid and just assumed all dragon-like Bakugan are Dragonoids. This would check out, not gonna lie. Alright, next we have Hexodos. Though it's made of metal, Hexodos looks like a giant samurai with a long body. Are you calling it a mechanical Bakugan, or are you just saying it's made out of metal? Those are two different things. Okay, it doesn't call it a robot, because I don't think it is. I don't think Hexodos is a robot. Alright. Looks all good. Eyelash. When the two merge, Ingram writes on top of the eyelash. I don't really think that's how it works. It's more like Ingram carries eyelash, but I guess normal mode is special cocoon mode using that. Okay. And now here's Ingram. Something happened with this Ingram page, I guess. There's like a weird stain right here. Someone really liked Ingram and just had a little oopsie daisy on this page, I guess. I wanted to see what this book would refer to Ingram as, whether calling Ingram a he or a she, because Ingram first has a female voice, and then when Ingram evolves to Master Ingram, has a masculine voice, and I think they always refer to Ingram as he. I'm pretty sure in the anime. No, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm mainly asking this because, well, you'll see. But I wanted to see what it would refer to Ingram as. Maybe it said it in the Shun page. Let me see. It doesn't mention anything about Ingram's pronouns. Stupid woke Bakugan. Okay. But yeah, there's a reason why I was interested in what it would refer to Ingram as. You'll see. Alright. Max is Dragonoid. Okay. New Dragonoid. Juggernaut. Yeah. Combination. All checks out. Max Helios. Man, they don't have shit to say about Max Helios. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing, but again, it's like, whatever. Oh, this one also has that weird stain there. Someone like Max's Helios as well. This one I more understand, though. Okay. Mechanical Helios. You mean Cyborg Helios. Whatever. Master Dragonoid wings, pipe into metal. Low looks good. Metal Fencer. Nothing to add there. Nemesis. An Egyptian king in gold and blue armor. Only Nemesis can use the ability card Shade Cocoon to shut down all of his opponent's abilities. Okay, so this one actually does mention an ability this time. Alright, interesting. Cool. First of all, nothing really. Just pretty basic stuff. Mentioned the 3-hour battle. Piercian, giant robot made of. We're just calling everything that looks kind of mechanical robot now, aren't we? I'm also pretty sure Piercian's not mechanical. Oh well, I think it's just gonna. I think we're just gonna accept it. Vulcan, are you a robot? You definitely look like you'd be a robot. Okay, no, it didn't. The Vulcan can be combined with the Bakugan Trap Hexados. Also, don't think that's true. I don't think they ever did that. I'm calling your bluff, Tracy. You don't know more than me. I challenge you to a Bakugan quiz. I'd win. Scorpion. Didn't say anything about the main thing about him, which is just reflecting shit. But okay, the Scorpion. Gonna call him Mechanical Bakugan. Interesting. Tripod Epsilon might look weird, but don't underestimate its power. He can use its big green eyes to control its opponent's action. Okay, so he has mind control apparently. Interesting that you talk about mind control that it definitely use, but you don't talk about its different attribute abilities. And then Tripod Theta. Looks all fine. Didn't call him a robot. Thank fuck. Wilda. Alright. We're here now. So the reason why I didn't look at Wilda's section, and the reason why I want to know about Ingram, what Ingram was referred to, is because there's something interesting I found about Wilda on this book. An enormous Bakugan with boulder-like arms and legs. Wilda uses her powerful body to pound the ground and shake up her opponents before finishing them with a karate chop. Now, if you know anything about Wilda from the show, you know with high certainty that Wilda was never referred to or could even be mistaken to as a female. Well, back then, things have changed. It's 2026. What am I, a bigot? But no, yeah, it refers to Wilda as a she here. And honestly, I could kind of see what they're going with. I could kind of see what Tracy was imagining here. Because, okay, hear me out, right? In the first season, we had a pretty good mix of Bakugan. We had 2 female and the rest were male Bakugan. Not a perfect even split, but it was never going to be. And since Ingram was given a female voice actor but then changed back to male, then in season 2 we only have 1 female and 5 male Bakugan in the main brawlers, which I think is kind of mid, to be honest with you. Especially considering in the Vexos group, I think all the the Bakugan in the Vexos group were also all male. So, very lacking in female Bakugan. And making Wilda a female instead from the start, honestly, kind of goes crazy. I like that idea of a big rock golem being a girl and having a female voice. I think it'd be a very cool contrast. So as much as this is obviously a huge error and doesn't match up the anime at all, I think you were cooking with this one, Tracy. I think you had a vision that other people just weren't ready for. Anyway, yeah, that's the whole spiel of Wilda. It's honestly not the biggest deal, but I thought it was interesting. And honestly, like I said, I think it would have been cool if Wilda was a girl. We can move on now because I feel like I overhyped that way more than I should have. Doesn't call this one a robot even. Oh no, wait, no, Mechanical Altair. Yeah, okay. Never mind. And oh, hello. Pioneering warriors, time to rewind before the vessels came to destroy. A great battle was held to save Wilshire and Earth. Welcome warrior. Okay. Some of characters some have changed form and one is gone forever. Naga's fucking dead. Okay, Naga's back. Good for him. He has no wings here. He's a loser. Praised Angelo and praised Diablo. Okay. Yeah, these guys were missing. I think Delta was the only no, that's not true. Were Angelo and Diablo in the first book? Hold the fucking phone. I don't think they were. There's no Angelo. No, they weren't in the first book. What the hell? Okay, well, knowing that Angelo and Diablo weren't in the first book, I guess it makes sense bringing them back. Combination shows mercy as opponents. A lot period justice. Okay. Gotcha. Did they talk about how Prez gave birth? He lays an egg. Okay, yeah. It does. Good. That's important to praise his character, apparently. Oh, and then Hydronoid, dual alpha, but no single head. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Makes sense bringing them back. And the Ancient Warriors, okay. These actually do make sense. They were shown again in the New Australia. Definitely makes sense that they're back. Ooh, wait. Okay, now Lars Lion Shining is a warrior who wears a long and white. Lars Lion Australia, okay. Lars Lion always tries to do what is fair and right. He uses a special weapon to retrieve fallen Chaos Bakugan. Man, Tracy, I don't know what you're envisioning here, but I don't know about Lars Lion being a guy. Now, once again, it's just referring to Clave as the strongest legendary warrior. This is insane Clave Glaze. He is kind of a bum. God, again, compassion is his strongest quality. Like, okay, you can't just make one Guardian Bakugan a female and then take away all the rest of the female Bakugan. What the fuck, dude? Okay, and that looks whatever. Okay, sure. Okay, now we have a battle section. I wonder if this one's more accurate. Okay, this one now, of course, is about the actual game that we got. So we got the gate cards, silver, copper, and gold. Ability cards, blue. Attribute boost, that's correct. Red, before you or after you roll, that's pretty much true. Reign of Shadows. This art goes hard as fuck, by the way. I don't know why, like, Percival has just the coolest cards ever. I had to, look up card arts for the Bakugan game me and my friends make, Bakugan Anime Style. Please play it if you haven't, or check out the guide video to learn more. But yeah, we found out that Percival just has the coolest looking cards, like, bar none. Green cards, wild cards, okay, that looks right. And gameplay, begin, shoot, brawl, card effects, gate power, take turns, new gate cards, the winner. Okay, that all looks pretty much right. What about traps? Do they talk about how traps work in this? Drop on the gate card or pop and reveal one or more attribute icons. Okay, this all looks right. That's good. It actually is a proper-ish guide of... Oh, and then it's done. Proper-ish guide of, how the game works. Not anywhere close to like a proper rulebook for the game, but it should probably serve decently well. And now we have New Destroyer's Best Brawls. Okay, now, kind of a hot take. I think New Destroyer is boring as shit. The action isn't very fun. It's just the brawlers yelling out cards and the Bakugan doing some kind of move. And there's no actual stakes. It's just which one is going to stop playing cards, pretty much. So I don't really have an opinion on any of this. So if you disagree or agree with any of these placements, let me know. I'll have to believe you. So we have Mirror versus Gus, Baron versus Shadow, Rucho versus Mylene, Shun and Ace versus Link and Volt, Shun versus Shadow, and of course Dan versus Spectra. Of course, this was going to be this is the hype and aura of season 2, so of course that's going to be at the top. And then we have the same thing here, but we have more slots. You can write down more Bakugan. Okay, so this one has 5, 11, 14. You can write down 14 Bakugan in this. Much more value out of grade dollars in that case. We need that. But I do wonder, am I crazy on thinking that this Bakugan or this book was shorter? That's 112 pages. This one has also 112. Okay, I was gaslighting myself. It's exactly the same. Awesome. Alright. That's the end of that book. That was pretty much structured very similar to the first one. Like, actually, pretty much the exact same. Which makes sense. It's a pretty decent format for a handbook about, franchise. So I think that's valid. Unfortunately, I can't really say if a lot of that's in this book is actually true, because I didn't really finish too much of New Destroyer. I only watched like a handful of it, and I don't like it. So I'm not gonna go back and actually fact check this. So if you saw anything that looks weird, you could let me know. I don't really care. I mean, I do care. I care about interaction. Please comment. But yeah, about what it actually has to say about like the characters and the Bakugan, the fights, whatever. This one, I feel like possibly got more wrong. Like it's like, okay, with the first one, it made stuff up. You know, made stuff up that like it could not be true. It could be true, just doesn't show in the anime. Who knows? This one is just a bunch of stuff that got wrong. Like a bunch of gender is wrong. Calling a lot of Bakugan robots when they're not. That's wrong as well. I feel like this has more wrong information. This one made more stuff up, which makes sense for the first edition, you know. But okay, that's New Destroya. And now we get on to my favorite one, believe it or not, which is the Gundalians Invaders. I would never in my life think that anything Gundalians Invaders related would be my favorite, but this book is actually sweet as hell. So, I would like to mention, by the way, this one is so much chunkier than the other one. And this one's only $2 more. This is $9.99 for all this beef. I'm going to spoil a little bit. This has 256 pages. Like, more than double what these other 2 books have. And it's only $2 more. And I think generally has better content. This is more like, okay, how do I explain it? For me personally, I'm much more of a fan of like the toy aspect of it. The anime is okay. Like, I don't mind it. I think it's alright. I can get down with it sometimes, but it's not my favorite. This book, unlike these two, which are focused on the anime, is actually mainly about the Bakugan themselves. So I'll show you really quickly the first page with not the first page, first page, but this talks about the toy and the evolution chain, and it shows the actual toy. You know, it does have stuff about the Bakugan in the anime, but it shows like other forms it has all the evolution. I think this part is completely bullshit. It talks about what it's available in, as if it's not available in Aquos and Chaos, which it definitely is. I have one of each. I think this has every single toy from Battle Ballers to Gundam Invaders. So as like a collection guide, this would be so awesome to have like as a kid. I just know now if I had this when I was younger, I would just take this book everywhere with me to stores and like have like check marks on each page to make sure I have every single Bakugan when I go to stores. And if I don't have it, I'd be like, I gotta get that one. That one's the one I need. I need it. And I'd be all over this book. I don't know why. As a kid, I was much more into organizational, like, organizing my hobbies and nerd shit. And nowadays, I don't really give a shit. I just kind of get whatever and throw it all in a box and say good enough. But back then, I cared a lot more about making sure all my stuff's in order and making sure I know, like, what to do next with whatever I'm pursuing. So something like this would have done so great with me as a young kid. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through 256 pages of Bakugan, but, you know, I'll go through, like, some stuff, I guess. I'm definitely not going to be going through a lot of the Gundam Invaders stuff. Like, I don't know shit about Gundam Invaders. But something that's really interesting to me, you know, Comprehensive Guidebook, every season, Handbook, yeah, whatever. What's interesting about me, most people might see it right away, this back includes Moonlit Monris, which, if you don't know, is a unreleased version of Monris that was supposed to release in New Destroya, and it just didn't. So I wonder if there's other unreleased Bakugan in this book that weren't that weren't in stores, and they have information about it. Also, there seems to be an Ultimate Gamer's Guide to Tricks from an Expert Brawler. It's from Luke Peterschmidt, though. Who the fuck cares about him? I'm all about Tracy West, bro. That's all I care about. If it's not made by Tracy West, then it's not real to me. I don't know. I might get more of that. If people were interested in seeing all the Bakugan books I could find and, you know, collect and read, then, you know, I'll get more. We could go through it and all. I won't be doing the books that like are just written versions of like the episodes. I think that's kind of boring. I see no point in that. But, you know, stuff like this seems funny to go through. I wonder what the Ultimate Gamer's Guide is for Bakugan. I think for the most part, season 1 isn't gonna have anything that's like super important for me to see. Like I said, I'm just not really going through like much of this. This is very much just this look and skim. Oh, that's yeah, this book's definitely the most beat up out of all of them, but oh well. Xedra, Falconeer, Fear Ripper. Do you say that you could revive? Oh my fucking god, it does. Well, okay, I should expect that. It's made by Tracy. Tracy just loves her birds. This amazing creature resurrect itself and right any wrong experience during battle. Totally. Fear Ripper. Okay, something interesting about Fear Ripper I want to say. The whole reason why I bought all these books, I thought it'd be fun to do a video, right? But the whole reason why I bought these books is because I saw on the wiki for Fear Ripper that something mentioned him being a chameleon that is able to change attributes. Does that remind you of it? Does that remind you of anything? But yeah, I saw it said that about him, and I thought it was from one of these books, and apparently it wasn't, because you know, we went through this one, didn't say anything about Fear Ripper being a chameleon changing attributes. Go through here, didn't say anything about it. Turns out it was from one of the websites. So I bought these books for the completely wrong reason, because I wanted to see what else these books get wrong. And to be fair, they are getting a lot of stuff wrong. But, you know, the whole point was that I saw Fear Ripper and I wanted to be like, oh, I want to see it for myself. Not true. It was from a website, not these books. Sorry, Tracy West, I slandered you too hard. I didn't realize you were so knowledgeable on what Fear Ripper actually is. Or who knows, maybe we're the wrong ones. Maybe Fear Ripper really is a chameleon that could change attributes. It seems like a lot of this stuff is just like the same stuff Tracy wrote before. Shockwaves fall over the universe, delivering any damage, impossible to penetrate. That's exactly the same. Okay, this one calls Lazina She correctly. Good. Then the Laser Man. That's a cool looking color of Limulus. Is not at all what Limulus looks like in IRL, but I like the blue on it. Wait. Each laser has a different ability. One can extinguish fire, the other can freeze water, the third can explode rock. Mannion, Mantris, Monrus. Well, there she is. Moonlight Monrus. Where were you? Where were you when Club Penguin was killed? What's this little thing back here? You won't find this mermaid like Bakugan in a fairy tale. It's true when Cyberman plays your lyre. Why are you down here? Skyrus is a core Bakugan and a special attack Bakugan. For Skyrus info, flip this page 63. Special attack. Okay, I think this is because Skyrus would be here, but because she is technically a special attack, she's in a different section. Okay, I see. That makes sense. Here's Storm Skyrus. Why are you not considered a special attack? You have the exact same gimmick as Skyrus. Okay, oh, we're in the special attack section. I didn't realize. Okay, when did that start? With Preyas. Got it. Makes sense. Okay, special attack, Preyas 2. Does this actually show anything for Angelo? I don't see anything with Angelo. And it just shows okay, Angelo, it talks about Angelo, but doesn't show Angelo. Skyrus. Okay, and now we're just in New Australia now. Abyss, Alpha Percival. Okay, something interesting. Yeah, okay. This line is so scuffed. Something interesting I've also found is with the Bakugan, the non-canon Bakugan, like Alpha Percival. Because what we wanted, what I like really went through a lot of this for before is seeing these Bakugan that weren't shown in the anime, because a lot of these Bakugan we also just don't know what they look like in monster form. So you know, these would describe what the Bakugan would look like, and we could kind of imagine what it looks like. Obviously, this is for Alpha Percival. Bolts Midnight Percival. He gains a new cape that grants him extra abilities. He can hover in the air to position an attack over his prey. With his double-ended sword, he can take on more than one attacker at a time. Wait, like fucking Darth Maul? Alright, interesting. This evolution change makes no sense. Percival to Midnight Percival to Alpha Percival to Percival Vortex to Alpha Percival Cyclone. Yeah, that's a ton of bullshit. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, I think the rest of it will just be me looking at the Bakugan, the non-canon Bakugan. This one has Brontes go into Mega Brontes and Ultra Brontes. Interesting. There's small Brontes. And once again, telling him mechanical. Does it say Alto's mechanical? No. Okay, this all looks the same though. Cosme Ingram. Armored Bird of Prey. Can pinpoint locations of enemies. Glowing red eyes. Flying walking under the presence of 6 wings. Okay, so this one's more of an actual bird. Obviously, it's bird. Dual Elfin. Good Bakugan at heart. Protects helpless Bakugan on Ubishoya. She has an amazing ability. She can battle using 2 attributes at the same time. Really now? I mean, I guess it makes sense with the name. Dual Elfin. Interesting. So I wonder if Elfin actually did evolve to Dual Elfin. We'd see her become 2 attributes at once. Hades, Helios. Helios into Viper Helios, into Turbine Helios, into Maxis Helios, into Orb Helios. Son, what the fuck is this evolution chain? Okay, like this stuff down here, whatever, I don't care. You know, I'm already just suspending disbelief. How do you miss that? Like, that's not right. Viper goes first, and then it's Cyborg Helios, whatever, man. Also, Hades to Myriad to Turbine Hades. Just whatever you say. Hydronoid. Wow, look at that. Single-headed Hydronoid. 1 version, just to let you know. There's only 1 way to have this fucker. Lily from Mega Brontes, Mega Nemesis. Why do they have him like this? Why do they have him bowing down in respect? Nemesis looks like he saw a quarter drop on the ground and is trying to find it. What is up with him? Midnight Percival. Face Midnight, you can watch out for Steel Sword. He also has a sword, apparently. Interesting. Nemesis. Nemesis. Oh, Nemesis, you're wrong way, buddy. Turn around. This was Brontes turned the wrong way too. No, why is Nemesis looking the wrong way? Fucking, why is everyone so mean to me, head ass? When Neo Dragonoid evolves into Pyro Dragonoid, goes extra wings, 1 tips. Okay, what I have to assume, I'm sure most people know, in Defenders of the Core, the like the non-Japanese version, the international versions, I should say, of the game, didn't have the Bakugan evolve into their actual correct evolution. They instead turn into different. They instead turn into something else, like for their evolution. So what I have to assume is that they, instead of using because this book doesn't have like Minx Elfin or Night Percival or whatever. I'm assuming Tracy was just using the descriptions for the Bakugan onto the non-canon versions, since that's what they used in Defenders of the Core. Although Pyro Dragonoid going into with extra wings, this sounds like it's supposed to be. Oh no, Gem on the forehead. I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be like Cross, but I think Drago turned into Hyper Drago. That's why it formed in Defenders of the Core. So that wouldn't really make sense. Scrapper, Shadow Vulcan. Shadow Vulcan is one of the strongest Bakugan on Ubishoya. It gains even more power battles on Earth. Oh wait, Ultra Dragonoid shoots fireballs, but his are invisible. What? Alright, sure, man. Man, now it kind of makes me feel like we saw more of these non-canon versions. Maybe other random brawlers had these versions of the Bakugan and were using them instead of the main versions that the main cast had. Okay, this is the other. Oh, calls her again, and we did see Thunder Wilda. What does that say? Okay, it calls Thunder Wilda an it, but then regular Wilda is a her. Super confused. And again with the karate chop. Does Wilda even karate chop in the show? I feel like he doesn't. Sorry, she. Okay. Oh god, now traps. I completely forgot this would include traps, wouldn't it? I wonder, do we think Flash Falconfly would be in here? I doubt it. Oh, it even says, what it turns into. Virus, Subterra, Octopus, Subterra, Vents, or Octopus. Definitely not true. There's probably, a lot more than this. Actually, I have an Octopus one, to be sure. And a Darkest one, so, yeah. Okay. All this looks pretty fine. There's, just no way for me to read all this in a reasonable amount of time and, talk about it at all. I'm sure there's so much weird stuff I could be talking about. There's just no shot. I mean, I'm already the recording's already at 1 hour and 30, man. I'm not going to be able to read all of this. And now we get to the Gundam Invader guys, which I don't know anything about. Couldn't tell you anything about these guys. Well, I guess we use this opportunity to be spinning through to an outro, I guess. This was interesting, you know. Like these definitely do have the feeling of like random franchise that just suddenly boomed in the children's space and is taking over the world. You know, this franchise doesn't have much information about it. I mean, there's information about it, but it's like all mixed up and stuff. Like, there's just so much wrong with the anime itself, where there's just so much mistranslations and things don't make sense. There's random stuff all the time. So it definitely has that feel of like this book reeks like Bakugan, you know? Like, there's so much wrong with it. There's so much weird about it. And you know what? I feel like Bakugan's always kind of been like that. I think expecting this book to be completely, you know, accurate just would go against the entire spirit of Bakugan. Like, when has there ever been a point in Bakugan where there hasn't been some weird shit going on, you know? Or just something really wrong that was said in an episode, or some, like, translation error, or something that some kind of, like, gameplay aspect that no one really understood or no one really liked. It's just, its franchise as a whole is just full of imperfections. But, you know, at a certain point, I do think people, instead of looking at those imperfections like, man, that shit sucks, they're more like, I think that's part of the franchise, and I think it gives it more, you know, more personality. Oh god. I was just talking about how the fuck ass the franchise is. Now we're getting to Super Assaults. Oh no, I was more thinking of Mobile Assault. Never mind. Thank God. I think that's Titanium Surge. But yeah, I'm sure if you want to go through all this and see if there's anything weird in here that you see and you're like, that's not right, then feel free to let me know. I'm not gonna read all through this because, one, I just don't have the time again, and two, I wouldn't even know if I'm reading something wrong if it hit me in the face. I don't know anything about these Gundam Invaders guys, so I'll let you guys do the reading. You guys read through this. You know, that's your homework. You know, since we were talking about libraries and schools and classic book fairs and stuff, your homework is to read these sections and let me know if there's anything weird in them that I should have looked at and possibly talked about. And this is the index. There's no way this is all the Bakugan that was there. It feels like there was way more than this, right? It's like a page ripped out of here. No, that can't be right. It felt like there was so much more Bakugan than that. There was even a play the game section. I didn't even know that. Hold on. Did I go through that? No, I didn't. Okay. Hold the phone now. I didn't even talk about this. Another play the game section. Again, shoot, brawl, card effects. Gee, how much do you want to bet this is probably like copy and paste of the other two? I'd bet a lot of money, I think. That should pretty much do it for this video. I know I didn't go through everything. There was just no feasible way for me to go through everything. Maybe I should have done like an actual deep dive of reading through everything of each book individually. But I was literally talking about how much I hate reading at the start. So I don't think there was any, like, not even a slightest chance that would happen. I think doing a general overview and looking at the weirder stuff or looking at interesting stuff that way I could find in these books is probably better. And I mean, this video is going to be long enough. There's no way I'd be able to do this 3 times, especially with a big book like this. And plus, that leaves you guys to do your own adventuring with the franchise. I think the cool part about Bakugan is that there's just so much, like, to it. There's so many different aspects, there's so many different aspects of the franchise that I feel like some people just haven't even remotely explored. Like, for instance, I didn't even really get into Bakutech until like somewhat recently, and that's opened up a totally new can of worms for Bakugan that I didn't even know existed, and I had a newfound appreciation for. So maybe now you see these books and you want to grab them yourself and do your own reading and see what you could find in them. I think that'd be cool. But if you did enjoy this video, let me know by either liking, subscribing, commenting, doing whatever, showing it to your mom, showing it to your grandma, showing it to your dog. I don't really care. There was recently a new leak about the expo that happened recently here in Vegas that had a screenshot of Bakugan. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more stuff to talk about Bakugan very soon. But before that, I want to go through video ideas I had of older stuff, which include this. I've had this video lined up for months now. I just procrastinated so badly. And if you have any ideas for videos that you want me to do, looking back at like old stuff like this, like the books, like there's maybe some other kind of merchandise I could look at, please let me know. I will for sure do that. But for now, that should be about it. And I still stuck at doing outros, so I'm just gonna play a very funny video that I found online.